Thank you guys so much for coming to the Plus 2 Comedy Show. This is the very special part of the show where we kill time while we wait for Vegas to get out of the bathroom. So what do you guys want to talk about? We don't know where Vegas went. Vegas said he'd be right back.
He was upstairs like a little bit ago.
All right, well that's...
Said he was going.
Yeah, that's the furthest away from here that he can be. So that's not what we wanted at all. So hopefully he shows up and we can start the show. Until then, we're going to talk awkwardly with you guys. I hope you guys enjoy. Just so you guys know, if you've never seen us before, we are Plus 2 Comedy. We are a nerd-specific stand-up comedy group. So we're going to be talking about comic books and video games and all those fun things. And then we end the show with a nerd Q&A. So if you want to ask us about comedy or what we do in our personal lives, you can. But if you want to ask us who would win in a fight between Goku and Superman, we will answer that as well.
Already been answered.
Yeah, I know, it's already been answered.
Incorrectly.
Yeah, the reason that I use that as the example is it's the most common question we get, and I'm sick of hearing it. So I'm hoping if I use it as an example that people will stop asking it. But what ends up happening is people go, well, that's a good question. And who will win in a fight between Goku and Superman?
Superman, did you watch the video?
I have, and I have so many problems with it because you're trying to quantify the abilities of fictional characters.
It doesn't matter whether it's right or not. There's a video on it. Now the question is done.
Yes, yeah. Just go watch that video.
I also hate Superman, so that's
The conclusion that we came to was Superman will kill Goku, and then Goku will just come back.
He can't die, so...
That's what he does. So, why haven't we played laser tag yet? I've been very excited that there's laser tag, and it's yet to happen yet. So
Happened last night.
There were a couple rounds.
It did.
Yeah.
Where were you?
Yeah.
I thought you were
No,
here.
we were very excited for it, and then
There'll be laser tag tonight.
we might have played coup a few times too many.
Have you played Blind Coup yet?
Oh my god.
I participated.
He did it on his own.
Okay.
And nobody else was playing.
Okay.
Unfortunately, I had not mastered the skills of blind coup, so instead of being like, ooh, I can have any cards, I played it as if I had no cards. It's like, I'm going to steal from you. I probably don't have anything to block that. Go ahead, I'll just take income this round. That's all I know I can do. Hey, Vegas is here.
What's up?
Vegas, how was the bathroom?
It did what I needed it to.
Excellent, excellent. I went to the bathroom and I was in a thank you. I was in a rush, so I finished going to the bathroom and I turned around and I was pulling up my pants real quick just as a guy walked in. Well, you don't like the story?
No.
That story's over now. Will's vetoed it.
I didn't like walking into the bathroom and seeing with your pants down.
It wasn't you, it was some other guy, and I just looked at him and went, "What's up, dude?" And he giggled. So I guess that was success. Vegas, are you currently writing your set?
Yeah, I'm done. Like you got caught.
What's up, dude? I wasn't writing my set. You ready for a show, Vegas?
Yeah.
What were you checking?
I was making sure all my friends were here.
All right, that's
I
fine.
guess.
All right, so we're gonna do the show, and then there's gonna be a raffle afterwards. So be sure to stick around for the raffle. That's the real reason you guys are here right now. You don't have to pretend. So, you guys ready for the Plus 2 Comedy Show?
I just want the raffle.
All right, it's time for the raffle pre-show. Please give it up for your first comedian. He won the King of Campus Comedy Competition over me. So please give it up for Vegas Leicester!
Thanks, man. Guys, it's nice to be at JohnCon. Thank you for having us back again, because we really have fun here. And I mean that. We do a lot of conventions, and this is the one where I hang out and play the most games at. So thank you for that. Also, no weird people walking around in costumes at JohnCon, unlike every other convention that we go to. I really enjoy looking at cosplayers and stuff like that. I think it's a lot of fun to see people dress up, and because I like to wear nice clothes to things, people often try to guess what I'm dressing as, when it's actually just a dude in a tie. But people get really creative. They're like, "Are you cross-species, cross-gender playing as Twilight Sparkle. Got me. Also, congratulations on going to Johns Hopkins. Your parents must be so proud that you go to a school where they can tell people the name of the school you go to and they recognize it, which is the only reason you're going to college, I'm sure. I bet you guys hear this 6 or 7 times a year. You say, oh, I go to Johns Hopkins, and people say, oh, you're gonna be a doctor. And you're like, nah, I'm a communications major. I'm gonna need a doctor. I don't know what that punchline meant, but I used the word doctor again. That's called craftsmanship. But yeah, congratulations on going to college. There are no jobs when you finish, so stay as long as you can. And my advice to you is 8 years out, try to get colleges to pay for you to stay in a hotel room and then take as much continental breakfast as you can. And that's how you're gonna eat someday, guys. You're gonna put on nice clothes to hide your poverty, but really your one pair of tuxedo pants are gonna have a gaping hole in the side that you just noticed in the bathroom before you started talking. That is your future. I love superheroes. Do you guys love superheroes? You're all nerds, so you do, right? You have to. That's the rule. You can tell I love superheroes because I'm 28 and have a ponytail and no children. So obviously, I read comic books all day. I love superheroes. I like to think of myself as a regular Mr. Fantastic because I got weird, long, gangly arms and I have sex with an invisible woman. I love them so much, and yet even I think there are too many superhero movies now. There's too many. You can't have 12 a year. This is more than the market can tolerate. There's an Ant-Man movie coming out this summer. Ant-Man, dude, that Ant-Man is like, it's not even scraping the bottom of the superhero barrel. It's like they turned the barrel over and said, oh, there's ants under here. Let's go now. If Ant-Man is a commercial success, there will be no end to superhero movies ever. It's gonna be 2016, The Wonder Twins, starring Shia LaBeouf and Halle Berry. 2017, Crypto the Superdog, starring Triumph the Insult Comic Dog. 2018, Black Panther, starring Jake Gyllenhaal. So if that guy can be the Prince of Persia, why not Prince of Africa? I'll tell you something I am excited for. Have you guys seen the teaser photos for Jason Momoa as Aquaman?
Yes.
Is that if you don't know what I'm talking about, this is the one time during the show that you're allowed to take your cell phone out and search for Jason Momoa Aquaman. And if you can't spell Momoa, search for sexy Aquaman, and only one picture should come up. This guy is he looks like you took Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson and mixed him with the platonic ideal of a Greek Spartan warrior. Like, this Aquaman is going to give Lex Luthor the rock bottom into a giant Greek pit and then do the people's elbow off of Justice League headquarters in space. He's so badass. He has his big beard, and he's got cool tattoos. Aquaman has no right being so cool looking, guys. Like, in the history of superheroes, if superheroes were stereotypical high school students, Batman would be the cool guy who's just so mysterious that every girl wants to get with him, but he's too brooding to even put up with that. And Aquaman would be the guy sitting in the back of the classroom reading a Jules Verne novel, which, yes, is a secret reference to 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea. Thank you, AP English students. This There is no way Ben Affleck is gonna look badass next to Jason Momoa. It's just not gonna happen. No marketing agent or costume designer is gonna make that a thing. Like you could say, oh, Bruce Wayne, he's at least he's super rich, he's a billionaire, people think that's hot. Aquaman is the king of Atlantis. I see your Batcave and raise you the Atlantic Ocean. It's amazing. There's 3 things that I want to see in an Aquaman movie. 1, I want them to ask him about his tattoos, and I want him to be like, oh, these, it's squid ink. 2, I want him to get with a mermaid. I don't know how you do that with a fish bottom, but DC comic movies are getting really gritty and realistic this day, so I'm sure they're going to figure that out. And 3, I want him to punch the president of BP Oil. I don't care how they do it. It can be an after the credits sequence, just like a long still frame of BP headquarters, and Aquaman walks in the front door, and about 15 seconds later, the president of the company just goes flying out a top floor window. That'd be fine, because he's a real-life supervillain and must be punished by the king of the fish. That's all I have to say about Aquaman, except these 10 more Aquaman jokes I wrote. What's up? The reason the ocean is salty is that it's made of the tears of Jason Momoa's enemies. Sperm whales got their name because early mariners mistook them for Jason Momoa's balls. The Titanic didn't hit an iceberg, it hit one of Jason Momoa's nipples on a chilly day. Alright, that's all my Aquaman jokes, guys. Cool, we good. Need more. I love D&D. I'm a big Dungeons and Dragons guy. I don't know if you guys are, or if you're Pathfinder hipsters. I've been playing D&D for a very long time. I just started playing as a bard for the first time ever. I've never played as a bard before, because bards are, useless jack-of-all-trade entertainers, and I don't want my fantasy life to be anything like my real life. That's why I usually play like a real tough jock barbarian, or like a guy who really, really, really believes in God, like super hard. Like so much so that God does favors for him. If gods worked in the real world like they did in D&D, you'd have a lot more true believers. If you could get down on your knees before a football game and pray for victory, and then the other team would have lightning bolts coming out of the sky on their brains, people would pray harder. Anyway, so I'm playing a bard now, and I'm real excited because I gave him a badass guitar instead of a dumb lute, because I've been to Renaissance fairs, and that music doesn't inspire me to kill demons. Sorry, early medieval historical scholars in the room. Not down with it. My bard has magic powers that he gets from playing his music. He can play a tune that creates such a loud, shrieking noise that it deafens his enemies, and I think of that as a One Direction concert. And he can play a tune so groovy that rainbows appear and his enemies just stand dazed staring at them, and I think of that as a fish concert. Bam! Fish jokes! Yeah. Just what you asked for. Please give us fish jokes if you're gonna come to JohnCon, because everyone on this campus is into fish. You know it. One thing I wanted to get at, I played video games as a child because I was not good at sports, because I have not coordination in my body, and I always thought, well, this is what I'll do for fun. And now I play video games online against other people, and it turns out I'm terrible at that too. Everyone online is so good at games. I tried playing League of Legends. My friends were like, oh, Vegas, you just need better map awareness. I got the map awareness of Christopher Columbus. They're like, I found it, India. People show up and they're like, hey, what are you doing? Indians! Done. I don't have the twitchiness, I don't have the super fast clicking that a 16-year-old who's replaced his blood with Red Bull has. I can't compete the internet. But I found a game that I love. I've been playing a ton over the past year. It's called Hearthstone. I don't know if you guys know it. It's an online collectible card game in the spirit of Magic the Gathering based on World of Warcraft, which is the nerdiest sentence anyone has ever said. But I love Hearthstone. I play it very much, and I accomplished a feat last week that I never expected to accomplish. I was matched against and defeated the guy who sings the Chocolate Rain song, whom you all remember if you were using the internet circa 2007. Tay, you know it. Chocolate Rain, something, 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 chocolate rain. That guy. I beat him, I played him, and I beat him. How do I know that it was the actual Tay and not some imposter? Because he, since becoming a YouTube one-hit wonder, decided he's going to be a video game celebrity and streams his games on Twitch, even though he's terrible. Guys, I admit that I am a scrub. You know, my battle tag should be Scrub and Bubbles, because I have a full-time job and I don't have as much time to commit to playing games. Tay, he is the king of the scrubs. He should be called Mr. Clean Magic Eraser, because of how he has, I suppose because of the wealth brought to him by Chocolate Rain, literally spends his entire day and night playing this game all the freaking time, and is still terrible at it. He's awful. And then he wants people to pay $4.99 to watch him play this game, and when people subscribe to his stream, there's a little jingle that goes, "You subscribed, thank you for subscribing to the stream." What the fuck? Are we parodying ourselves now? Is that the future that we live in? Guys, I enjoy telling jokes for you. This next guy who's going to tell jokes for you is extremely funny and talented, and hopefully you love him so much. He's the strongest man in the world, and he wears flannel harder than Kurt Cobain did. Please go nuts for Will Leak! Needs a chair.
Do the Barack Obama sketch.
Get in a half desk. What's up, guys?